Facilitators, by doing their job well, add so much value to make a group work well together. Facilitators need bravery, you need courage, you need a willingness to share what you know, that ability to take instructions, be informed, be prepared to be adjusted. Facilitators allow people who are very senior in the space, such as sponsors, to have more time to engage with the people in the room because the facilitator's managing the process. They're managing the time. They've got it very clear about whether or not an outcome has been reached or not. So it gives those people who are leading the rooms, who own the teams that are in there, the chance to be more participatory, the chance to do more reflection on what's going on. Facilitators, by doing their job well, add so much value into the space. And I couldn't encourage this group more to consider doing more facilitation.
A quality facilitator, Nick Housego. As a student of life, I'm interested in learning about the things that you've done, Nick, in your life that you see as critical to your development, for you becoming who you are today.
In 2012, I had decided I had done well over 1,000 workshops. How competent was I? How do I actually benchmark myself? So I looked around and started researching and found this thing called the International Association of Facilitators. I had no idea something like that existed. And if you key in the IAF, don't be surprised you'll come up with the International Association of Falconry with birds, or the Israeli Air Force. Persist, you need to go with the International Association of Facilitators. And in there, they had a set of core competencies. And then they also did a thing called a certification process where they certified you as a professional facilitator. I was able to get in there and take on my certification process, which was quite challenging in its own right, but I was the first person in the Australian government to be certified as a professional facilitator. So that gave me a bit more kudos. It gives your clientele the confidence that you have been endorsed by something in the third party that says this person is a competent facilitator. Great. Away we go. It was particularly good from the point of view of giving me a sense of confidence that yes, I'm doing something right and well. Risk it, take the chance, go and do. Join the association. The international side of it, I joined their board straight up as the Australian Oceania director, and that put me on an international pathway. I went off to Mexico, as you say, where the international board met to discuss thousands of things to do with facilitation. Not long after that, I ended up coming back and getting the first of a number of workshops internationally with our Department of Agriculture, who were providing services to the Pacific and Southeast Asia region. I got on a series of these international workshops. I think the first facilitation in Thailand, and that was with this multitude of nations working through, and we just gave the technical information, and then we broke it up into workshops and how tables would deal with certain things and go through those conversations. It absolutely ramped up the amount of engagement, the fun, the activities, the things that they were doing. There was a much stronger awareness about what they were learning and how they were learning it.
I've been so impressed with the caliber of facilitators that I've met through the IAF. It's been a really valuable association.
For me, it's the golden standard. If you do take on your training and then commit to one workshop a month for 6 months to get that skill right. You get good because you actually get some game time. You can't become a good facilitator without facilitating. You need to do it often, regularly. You need to take the falls. Yeah. You need to get back up. You need to keep going. And don't think you won't fall. You will.
Every time you've facilitated, there's been a sparkle in your eyes and real insight that doesn't come from somebody who just does this as a job. It comes from somebody who's got a deeper connection.
You want to be able to enthuse the audience. You can only do that not by having a go at it first up. Continue to keep chipping away at it. You'll get better over time.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people through the community of practice that you can call and contact, find out, how do I do this? But to the ones coming through who want to have a crack at facilitation, I cannot encourage you more to be curious, to have a go at really trying to sort of see if you can improve the way meetings are run in your part of the world. Then you get to workshops where the word work is about throwing things up in the air and starting to see where they land and how we rearrange, reorganise, bring together greater thinking to be able to get a better purpose and a better outcome for the process that you're trying to resolve. And then to those who are in their 50s and thinking they want to have a crack at it, do. You do need to do your reading and your research. You do need to ask questions of others about how you might manage this. Advice is very good to get, and then you can compare the advice that you get from multiple sources to see which one's suited best for you. And James, facilitation has traditionally been seen as something you pick up as a second career. It's something that you pick up in your early 30s, mid-30s. We don't see too many facilitators in their 20s in the government space because you've got to have some life skills behind you. A big step for me was stepping from commercial world into that government space. And part of my approach there was to sort of say, I'm not going to leave my commercial space behind. I wanted to bring some of the skills and highlights and excitement that I have as a marketing manager with industrial design firms, within nanotechnology, and bring the things that I've learned in that into the government space and become a better person at engaging stakeholder-wise. Those sorts of things are skills that you can bring in. Also, just having family. Family gives you a whole lot of common sense that you didn't know was that common. You think your thing's important, but by crikey, isn't it more important to pick them up from school? There's all those sorts of negotiations that happen. They're things that improve my skill set in terms of being able to understand that I'm not number one. There's a whole lot of others sort of sit there in the same space.
Why does travel appeal to you, and what's the link between travel and just being able to thrive in life and in that work?
Yeah, it's a good question. When you sit there doing the same workshops or similar workshops in the same rooms or the same buildings week after week after week after week after month after, you get to the point where you've got to get somewhat refreshed. You've still got to have that level of excitement and enthusiasm about it. If you lose that, you're probably needing to take some time off. The thing that I must mention to you, in May, the International Association of Facilitators is holding a 3-day conference there in Canberra. Pick up details through the International Association of Facilitators website. But it's a unique chance for maybe 100 to 150 facilitators all to come together and have a chat about what they can learn, what are things that they can share. There'll be things with books and technology, being able to sort of get insights into those things, which is good, and also meeting a wide raft of facilitators. There are people like yourself, James, that I'm encouraging to present at that conference. It's rare that it's going to happen in Canberra, but this is a chance for all those Canberra-based people to come and see what it's like, because it's a wonderful space to really share more knowledge.
Regardless of your vast experience and skill, you're very humble, and I've always admired that of you. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
James, it's been a pleasure, and again, I so much encourage what you're doing in terms of being able to drive greater awareness. I must say, first and foremost, I'm always nervous before a workshop. I don't walk in there blasé. That is a sort of resonance that I've got. I learned facilitating, running team meetings, smaller meetings, and just being able to help people understand when it was their time to talk versus when it was their time to listen. We need more people who are standing in that neutral space and being able to help people, both the client, the sponsor, as well as the participants who are going to be tasked in government space with carrying out a lot of that work.